All right, here we go. Welcome to the Trisbrina Show. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Sabrina.
And we're coming at you with an amazing conversation today about the power of love. Yeah, baby. Now, often love is promoted or talked about as something that's soft and something that's gentle, but love is also very, very powerful. We're going to dive into that today with some juicy conversation about it. It's the power that can create worlds. It's the power that's spinning this whole planet around right now. It's breathing you and me. It's digesting our food, this incredible, powerful energy. It's so incredible. So we're also going to dive into how do you embrace this image of the divine. We're embodied in this infinite energy of love. How do we embrace that, but also embrace the infinite power that's behind that love? So I know we've got a lot to talk about. Welcome if you're new to our world. We are all things energy, all things love, and we sure do like to tap into some power. A little bit of a power couple situation here. You know, when people say that to us sometimes, like, "Oh, you guys are such a power couple." We're so, right? And that word "power" is so, it's so tricky. So let's talk about it.
Yes. So earlier this week, I was taking Winston for a walk by myself, just me and Winnie. And
that's our puppy, Winston.
Yes. So it was in the morning, and I decided I think I'm going to pray out loud. Just going to speak out loud so I can really embody what I'm saying. So I started communicating things. I'll call them prayer. We define prayer as, I'm speaking to my highest self, to God, to the universe, however you want to label that. And meditation is completely emptying and listening. So this was me communicating. It's usually a lot of gratitude and a lot of acknowledging what I am feeling and understanding and leaning into, and what I want to lean into even more. So I was saying out loud some things like, I love knowing that I have an inner being. I love knowing, I'm saying this out loud, like to the trees and stuff as we're walking down the street. I love knowing that my life is witnessed by a higher power. I love understanding that I am infinitely loved. I love that I am infinitely loving. And then I moved into, I love this powerful love. And I was fine with that. I love how powerful this love is. But when I got to the one where I was going to say, I love feeling infinitely powerful, I felt a contraction. And I was like, what's up with that? That's some kind of limiting belief that I had. So I made myself say it all the way down the street. I love that I am infinitely powerful. I love that I am infinitely powerful. And then diving into what's the issue there. And I saw that I had accepted some beliefs from society that that word powerful meant overpowering something, putting something else down. But if I don't love being infinitely powerful, do I love being infinitely weak and meek? And then I realized that I had some spiritual concepts that it's better to be, just be infinitely loving. But you can't be infinitely loving and infinitely powerful. So that's kind of what sparked this show tonight, is really diving into, what about the power of love? What about the power that created all the worlds? What about that powerful message that came through? Oh, that's such a powerful take on that situation.
Yeah, the power of love is such a beautiful conversation, because every one of us here has a different take on this, right? When I was younger, even the word love and power, they were completely separate. I remember I was studying Louise Hay. Anybody study Louise Hay?
Yes.
I was studying her book. I'm trying to remember the name of it. How to Heal Yourself, or How Words Can Heal You, something like that. They were her affirmations, because I had some trouble with my knees after a lot of kicking and stretching in martial arts. And she was talking about love, And I was always thought of love as like, my mom loves me and I love my mom and I love my nana and I love my granddad and you signed love, I love you. And I didn't, but she was talking about love as this powerful healing force.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, it was bringing these worlds together, these concepts together for me as a young man. And then I do remember my sensei saying many times, Mr. B, my martial art karate teacher, he said, the strong, right, the powerful can afford to be gentle. And that really helped me start to understand this a little bit more. Like these two energies are molded together. If I'm strong, I'm also able to be very gentle. And I loved that. And I started to see the sensitivity and the power merging as one. Mm-hmm. I wrote something that is a true statement for me. And this helped me heal a little bit of what Sabrina was talking about, this I am powerful. I love feeling powerful. I said, power is not something I cultivate, but something I connect to. Those of you who practice energy work or Qigong, can you relate to that when you're out of the way and you feel this incredible life force energy flowing to and through you? Aren't there times when it's riveting and so powerful and it's almost like it's shaking you at your core? I'm shaking the camera here. But it's not something that I cultivate, meaning I'm not trying to become this powerful, egoic person. I'm connecting to the source of power. And in that, I'm really clean.
Right. Yeah. So if you look at, like, to define power and powerful are synonyms of power and powerful, you'll find words like capable. That's awesome. Influential, right? Someone that stands powerfully for something so that they can influence others. That's what we try to do with Satori, is we try to stand powerfully in what we believe is the best method for living the best life possible. Or we teach the best ways that we know how. We are powerful teachers because we powerfully believe in what we do. I powerfully love Tristan. I powerfully love our dogs, right? And really, like, stepping into that, I saw an area of expansion and growth for me as a female, and maybe someone that's accepted, like, I'm more feminine, I'm more soft, I'm a smaller person, I'm not physically as strong as a man, or even as a lot of women.
She is very strong.
For my size, I'm all right.
In all ways.
But to really step into that's okay. And someone introduced me the other day at like a business mastermind. This is Sabrina Truscott. She is a powerful creator and a powerful manifester. And I felt like, oh, am I going to have to, like, turn straw into gold right now? But I thought, how awesome. How awesome that this person has just observed my life and talk to me, and she's introducing me as a powerful creator and a powerful manifester. And I sat with that, and I'm like, I can go there. I can go there. And I'm actually having myself chew on it. If you've heard that term, I'm chewing on that, allowing myself to feel that I am a powerful creator. Because what I want to be, a weak creator?
Right.
I want to be a man-be-pan. I am a man-be-pan-be creator. No, I'm a powerful creator. Why? Because I co-create with the almighty power, right? With power itself. Energy is power. Energy is powerful. Whoo! He has powerful energy, powerful charisma.
We all have seen people take this the wrong way, where they think that they need to cultivate power for control because they feel out of control, right? Or to dominate, right? Or to discipline over others. And that's definitely not the power that we're all connecting
overpower.
To. Yeah, like when you're overpowering somebody else from a place of fear. It's always fear-based. So this is love-based, right? We're talking about the power of divine love. We're talking about the power of source energy. But when you're connecting to that energy, you do get to feel, if you want, give yourself permission to feel powerful and strong. I think that saying that my karate teacher said helped me a lot. He said, the strong can afford to be gentle. in a way that gave me permission to be more powerful, because the more powerful I became and the better I got at fighting and all of that, the less I wanted to fight, and the more loving and kind and gentle I felt. And so these two words go together really well. Power and peacefulness, right? Powerful and peaceful. They go together so good. And it's really this yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine energies coming into balance. Now, this is an interesting concept. I think it's a really important one for us to punch out. I've seen people on both sides of this, where they've lost the connection to the flow line, the balance line, and they went really too far into masculine power and became aggressive and assertive, like we were just saying. And that engine actually ends up flipping into the far side. It's almost like you would go from one side of this all the way, and it flips you to the weak side of the other. Because those who are too aggressive, they become weak. They actually lose that power. You've probably seen that with people, right? The bullies, they're actually really insecure, and it's a weakness. And at some point, it will flip. People always say, oh, karma's going to get you. Well, just you flip. But I've also seen it in spiritual communities and with spiritual aspirations. If we're not mindful and we go too far into peaceful, and it actually becomes too passive, it flips into more of a passive aggressive, a feeling of repression and then a lashing out, or a feeling of I'm shutting down and feeling very compromised by being too weak, too sensitive, too powerful, too powerless, too passive. And the problem with that is your body can't heal because your body needs energy. It needs power to heal, right? You get into these weird relationship funks because you feel that they're the bully and you're not, able to stand up to that, or you take it. Like, you really want to find that balance of masculine and feminine. So some of us that are feeling very feminine and loving, it would do us well to step into the power and embrace it as an identity.
The power of love.
But always remember that it's source energy flowing to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to cultivate it. You can connect to it.
I'm going to pause for a commercial break. The show you're watching right now is the Trisbrina Show. It is broadcast live every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, with the replays available immediately. There's also replays available on our website at satorimethod.com.
/show.
So this conversation is similar to a conversation we had a few episodes ago where we talked about sensitivity. And is sensitivity a weakness or a strength? And I shared that we recently had some time that we spent together and really dove into seeing that I had judged my sensitivity in subtle ways as a weakness. Somebody just starts talking to me and they're trying to communicate to me about their dog, and tears are pouring down my face, right? And it's like, oh, that's just not socially acceptable, that I immediately feel what they're feeling. Now, I'm actually not feeling what they're feeling because I can only feel my feelings. But I am neuro
mirroring.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And then feeling what would I feel in that situation. So I saw the strength in that, and we actually bought, and we showed you guys online, this 4-foot tall lion that's in the front of our house now that represents strength and power. But when I look at that, I remember the power of my sensitivity and the power of being able to feel so fully. But this is a power of being able to feel everything. And what about the ability to feel powerful? The ability to feel powerful. And I thought about my body, and I thought, don't I want a body that's like a strong, powerful heart? Don't I want that? Don't I want like a powerful circulation system? Don't I want a powerful brain that's just like full of energy? Yes, I do. And it's okay to say it. And so as I was walking down the street praying aloud, I realized that part of it was this idea that I had that it was shameful to say that you wanted to feel powerful in almost any way.
That's a really good thing to punch out. I think a lot of us have felt that way, right? And I said to you earlier, I had to give myself permission to feel powerful because of those mental constructs I'd set up for myself. And when I started to give myself permission to feel powerful, I realized I'm a good steward of power. I'm a good steward of this powerful energy, and I will use this power for good. And it's sort of something that shows up in your life, all of our lives, in different ways, right? Like being a teacher or a leader. It's good to bring the power and the confidence to that role, but to do it with care and kindness and love and humility. See, power is guided and protected by those qualities. So it does have that feminine wisdom that's always guiding it.
I love that.
Right? The powerful masculine and the peaceful feminine.
What if powerful isn't masculine?
Okay, that's fine. We can flip it too. But just
The powerful feminine.
but that's what happens. It blends and it becomes for sure, 100%. I'm not going against that.
Powerful feminine.
The power of
being
feminine
guided
energy.
by the masculine.
No, I have kicked more butts using the power of the feminine energy than I've ever kicked using the power of the masculine energy. Can you get it? Because too much power works against itself. Too much muscle, too much fighter doer doesn't. I've got to flip to that feminine. Now, a lot of time that feminine is very flow.
Well, it's energy, right? It's just how you dress it.
Sensitivity, it is. But then, man, it can hit, boy.
Yeah, so I'm going to say what I just said again because I
Please
think
do.
it's really an awesome way. What if power is energy, right? You can say it's God force, it's love force, it's energy, it's life force.
Yes.
But the way that you dress it, like put a little dress on it, is the way that people will label it.
Right.
They're going to label, she's so loving, and they might label, he's so powerful, but it might just be the clothes that the power's wearing, right? Underneath, it's just that raw, the power of the Holy Spirit, right? The power of the essence of all that is, the almighty power. When I pray, do I want to pray powerfully? Yes. Do I want somebody to pray powerfully for me? Yes. So kind of like feel that for yourself without any judgment on what that word has meant to you before. And how does that feel? That you're a powerful creator. You are a powerful creator. You have the power to design your lives, to make decisions that are in alignment with the highest good. You have the power to forgive. You have the power to bounce back. You have the power to let go. You have the power to push forward. You're amazingly powerful.
And it's all governed by love.
Yeah.
The power of love.
That's the power of love.
That's the power of love. So power has a lot of different ways that we can define it as well, right? That was a powerful experience. It doesn't have to be masculine and strong and all of that. I mean, I love the yin and yang conversation, right? So yang being more masculine, yin. I'm very yin. I love the feminine energy that I tap into. I love sensitivity.
You love power with the dress on.
I love power with the dress on, sure.
Power with pumps.
I love energy and the way it shows up with the balance of both, right? I love it. But a powerful experience for me sometimes is like, that was deep. That was meaningful. That moved me in a powerful way, right?
Yeah.
It's not just strength. It's depth, right? It's significance. It's meaning. Like, I love that. Or and sometimes we might say, oh, I just love that. I love the way that felt. And they're words, but there's energy behind those words.
Yeah.
But both of those energies are swirling at all times. You're always moving through
Blended.
power and peace. You have to, when you breathe in, you're breathing out. They work together. They're designed. It's that infinity flow. It's that helix, that code. It's coded in you to be both. So check in with that and just make sure that you're not going too far one way or the other, that you're allowing them to blend, right?
Yeah.
And that's the power of love.
When you have a moment in your life that you look back on and say, that was a life-changing moment for me, we usually say, that was a powerful moment. If you ask someone to talk about what What are some of the most powerful moments you've ever had in your life? They don't say, when I stepped on that bug, right? They say, when my child was born, when I looked into the eyes of my partner and we were married, when I held my mother in my arms as she passed away, right? When people use that word as that was a powerful moment, it's usually very significant. Because because the energy that they experienced was a demarcation in their life. When they look back, sometimes it's like before I had a child, after I had a child, before this powerful situation happened and after the powerful situation. It's rare that that word powerful is used when a negative situation happened. They say that was a crisis, that was a trauma. But when it is usually something, a powerful experience, like even sometimes if you go and see a Broadway show and oh my gosh, the costumes and the music and the dancing and they've rehearsed it and everything is so in sync and so amazing and we're going to New York in June to see a Broadway show, you say, oh my gosh, that was so powerful. I was so moved by that. I was moved by that energy.
I want to share what Cynthia wrote. This is really very important and very beautiful. She says, for many years, I was afraid of being powerful and I had the belief I would misuse it.
Totally.
Right? Totally got in the way of fulfilling my potential
and life
purpose.
That's so right on.
So many people, I think, Cynthia, feel that way. I have felt that way. You were talking about that just with your walk.
Yeah.
And this idea that we would misuse power, but we were taught that early on in life, and maybe for a good reason to some degree, providing we understood what the true meaning of that was. Is it's not about the. I wrote this down earlier, and I think this is a Jimi Hendrix quote or something like this. We're talking about the power of love, not the love of power. It's people that, in that context, love that control and power for the wrong reasons. They would use it to take advantage of others in a greedy way, to use it to their own advantage without caring about how it would affect others. True power is unifying.
Yeah.
True power looks through the lens of love and says, is this going to be harmful or helpful? Will this harm or will this heal? And with that lens of love, you can use power in the most beautiful way.
Take a powerful stance.
We're stepping into our power more and more. We had teachings along the way that scared us. Be so careful because your ego will get a hold of this energy and it can use it against you and you can get sucked up into blah, blah, blah. You know what I realized?
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug. And the people that usually say that are the people that need to pay heed to that advice, because that's their projection. You see, I know that we would never, if the more power we have, the more love we have, the more abundance we share,
because it's one and the same.
The more good we do, because we're connecting to the source of the power, which is love, and love is love.
Yeah.
And love is beautiful.
I was reading an article online earlier, seeing what others were saying about the power of love. And I really liked this, that they said there are 12 characteristics of someone who stands in the power of love. Wisdom, love, strength, faith, imagination, order, understanding, will, release, life, and zeal.
Okay.
And I thought all of that is kind of like this. If energy itself, if we call that power, and then aligned energy, the power of love, would have all of those traits. Where if you're talking about overpowering, that's a completely different thing, right? That's a completely different thing. But what I want to say is those of us good guys have we been holding back, like I said and Cynthia said, have we been holding back, standing fully in the power of love because we don't want to be like those people who misuse things? We're not anything like them. Nothing like them. So I need to step more into and hold more space for this amazing power of love, this powerful creator, to be a powerful manifester. That's what I need to do more of if I see someone else misusing some type of energy for something that's not good. Not hold back, step into.
I remember reading this at a wedding, and so let's dive into this one for a second, since we're talking about
a Bible verse. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's from Corinthians.
Very good.
Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Mm-hmm. And I think we can add, and it rejoices with wise power, because we're talking about the power of love.
So can you guys submit that to the Bible printers that Tristan wants to put a little edit?
I would like to add power into that, because it said it's patient and kind, but love is also powerful. We're talking about the power of love. So love heals. Love is beautiful, but love has its sensitivity and its softness, and love has power.
Yeah.
Love has strength. Love shows up for you. Love lifts the car up on the little kiddo by mommy when it needs to be powerful. Love pushes through and stands unshaken when things are falling apart. Love lifts you up when you feel like you're so far down you can't even reach up to touch the ground.
Yep.
When you're that pushed down.
Yeah.
Love is so powerful, and that's why this is about the power of love.
Yeah. And then we can all ask ourselves the question, what are we focusing on? What are we focusing on as a community or as an individual? Are we focusing on the people and the communities that are stepping into the power of love and the power of abundance and the power of health and being a powerful creator? Or are we too busy looking over there at all the people who are doing bad things?
Yep.
And spending so much time focusing on what everybody else is doing wrong rather than what we are doing right. You know, we stopped watching news and just kind of getting all wrapped up in that.
Like the good news.
Yeah, but there's only X amount of time, and I'd rather spend my time focusing on more of what I do want, more of what I can create, more of what I can pour my power into, than noticing what other people are doing that I don't like.
The Bible also says that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain to throw itself in the ocean and it will. That sounds like some power right there, Kathy. Thank you for that. Yeah, faith. That's a whole other amazing show that we're going to do. You know, we're going to dive into the power of faith because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, faith. I love that word. Sometimes we think about if we had children, I'm like, oh, would I name her Grace or Faith?
I'd name our boy Power. Power. Well, that's date night at the Trisbrina Show. We hope that this has helped some of us remember the importance of keeping the balance. Stop breaking the law. Give yourself the permission to feel your power. And remember, you don't have to cultivate power. It's something that you can connect to. It's flowing at all times.
Yeah.
It's spinning these worlds. It is such a beautiful energy.
You're a power factory.
Yes.
That's so many of the arts that we do, so many of the teachings that we do together, the meditations, the qigong, the activators, the conversation, is tapping into that power, is generating that power so that we can have the thoughts and feelings that we want, so we can change the world, right? We have the power to change the world. Other people have done it. Why not us? Why not you?
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for joining us. We saw all the incredible comments. We dropped a few in as we were going. So if you want to watch more of the replays of the Trisbrina Show, all you got to do is go to trisbrina.com or satorimethod.com/show.
Oh, we have to do our picture.
That's our still shot.
Let's do this one. Like we're talking in the mic.
We're talking very important stuff into the microphone. This is our video podcast coming at you live from Austin, Texas. Have a beautiful rest of your Thursday. Much love, everybody. Bye now. Oh, got to click the button. One more time.